In this episode, we gotta talk about the dark secrets of the coaching and personal growth industry. Welcome to the podcast, Manifesting Big Money Fast. My name is Jeanine Hurd. I am so excited that you found this podcast or that you're tuning in to another episode. This podcast is all about manifestation, big money, energetics, spirituality, how it's all connected, and most importantly, how you can increase your bank account right now. So let's dive in today's episode. Welcome back, money lovers, to another episode of your all-time favorite podcast, Manifesting Big Money Fast. I am pumped for today's episode, and at the same time, I'm also a little bit nervous. Usually I'm not nervous when recording a podcast episode. However, as you know, I'm a coach myself, and I thought for a very long time, should I record this podcast episode or not? Do I want to say kind of something negative about my industry? And for a very long time, I thought no. However, last week, about 10 days ago, I had a conversation with a former client of mine, and she wanted to book a coaching with me. And I told her, you're not allowed to book the Manifesting Big Money Fast University for a full year. You're only allowed to book 3 one-on-one sessions with me. And she's like, what? You're not selling me your offer? And I said, no, I am not. And here's why. Because you've been in my world for such a long time, and I truly appreciate this. And when I tune in, I feel that it is truly time for you to be on your own. I want you to be fully independent of me, of this work, of this energy. I want you to feel how much you are capable of creating and how fast and how much you've learned outside of my world. And she said, this is so wild. Thank you so much. No one has ever told me this. And I said, I can imagine. And I deeply believe, as I always say, I love it when we are having conversations here completely for free in the podcast. I love the conversations we're having in the VIP version of the podcast, all the things we do in the Insane Bundle, the heart opener sessions, the money activations, the masterclasses together. And of course, I am so dedicated to my peeps, my powerhouse woman in the Manifesting Big Money Fast University. All the programs, all the love, all the effort that's in this room and going there is insane. And I deeply believe in long-term coaching rather than like, oh, I'm doing something here, something there, something there. I've just invested myself in 2 101 containers. One is a mastermind for a full year, and the other one is a mastermindish offer with one-on-one coaching. And both of them were for a full year. So for the upcoming 12 months, I'm having double support. It's what my soul desired. And it's very interesting because I haven't had a one-on-one coach in almost 2 years now. And just other like mastermind programs. So I'm really looking forward to this. And I feel whenever I'm ready to up level into a new version, my next level, I love having this support. And it feels kind of like in a relationship when I just can let myself fall down and lay in the arms of my partner, this being held. And I love this in a business context. And this already brings me to one of the dark secrets. Very often I feel in this industry, in personal growth, there's so much dependency creation. Like some coaches intentionally create dependency that kind of clients feel like, oh, they can't succeed without continuous coaching. Not just with one coaching, but continuous coaching always has to be the next and the next and the next. And if you don't invest in the next version, then you're not going to make it. You're always going to make it. You're always going to make it. The question just is, do you desire support? Do you desire when something pops up that someone's there and you can talk about it? And I know for sure there are just certain things I am talking to or about with my husband. There are certain things where I truly love him, but anything business related, he's not my folk, not my vibe to talk about. I want someone that has much different experience than I do in the business world, but I'm learning something from. So we have other conversations, other topics, but business is not one of them. However, it is truly important for me to have business conversations because I learned so much from other people. It's always an inspiration. So I'm in masterminds and mentorships because I desire this exchange, those conversations. But I am clearly capable, and this is something I had to learn myself. In the beginning, I always grew, and I felt I grew so much because I've invested so much in coachings. And my intention was always, okay, where my money goes, it comes back 10 times. And this is really what has happened. However, there was a point where I'm like, okay, now I'm not investing. What's happening to my money? And I had for a couple months, I think it was a quarter, roughly, 3-4 months, really an income dip after I stopped investing in coaching. So I'm like, oh, this is interesting, the paradigm I've created for myself. And I really had to reprogram my subconscious that my income is always growing, no matter in what I'm investing or if I'm in a coaching, mentoring space or not. And I feel this is something it's not often enough talked about. And for me, it's really coaching, mentoring should never come from a place of, I need this. You don't need anything. The question is rather, do you desire support by yourself, by your side? Yes or no? And I just had times in my life where I felt like, oh yeah, I truly desire this. And no, I don't desire this. So this is one dark secret I wanted to address. The other part, and this is my belief, and of course, this is just my side, how I see it. Sometimes I find there are some unqualified coaches out there. What do I mean with that? So I studied business. I have a bachelor, I have a master's degree in international business. I was in investment banking for over 5 years. I did some really, really big IPOs, initial public offerings, helping companies get listed on the stock exchange. And from there, I've evolved into money and wealth coaching, aka creation. So this is what my former education was, what I'm bringing to the table. On top of that, I've learned all the spiritual things and I'm still evolving. And I've learned a lot about online marketing and selling online and building an online business. However, very often, after I started this in the German industry and it kind of became a hype thingy, many people all of a sudden also became money coaches, but having no formal education, just like, oh, I'm just seeing the money mindset work and I taught myself and I booked a couple coachings. And this is very personal. Yes, I deeply believe we coach, we teach from life experience. However, there's something super mighty happening when an honest education is meeting life experience in that area. And I see a lot of people that just have the degrees and no life experience. That's also not powerful. And to me, it's also not powerful if you only have life experience, but no honest education. And I deeply believe, and I know this is my own view, when the two come together on honest, formal education and life experience in your area, this is what makes us unstoppable. Something I would love to address. And I truly can understand when people say, or it seems from the outside, it's just a scam. This whole coaching industry is just a scam. And especially during COVID 2021, 22, where the coaching industry was truly booming, I felt personally on an all-time high. Many people saw how much money you can make in such a short period of time and wanted to become a coach. However, my reason was never, how can I make the fastest million and kind of scam people? I always came from, until today, I want to teach people about money. And this was always like, my intention was to teach others about everything I know, so they can receive as much money as they desire. And especially the coaching industry is all about personal growth. It's about helping others. If you don't like others, if you do not desire to work with other people, this is an industry like no other, which is about serving people. Because when we serve, we also deserve. I'm repeating this: when we serve other people, we also deserve. And this is something I very often see that people forget, that it's about serving people. And when we serve, we also can make unlimited money super fast. But for me, it has to come from this genuine place of I'm serving. It still means I have my boundaries. My programs have their price tags. This is all fine. This is about the underlying energy of why you're doing something. The final part I want to talk about are testimonials. And I have insane testimonials, client results, really people entering my world when they made in the first 3 months of the year $30,000, like $10,000 a month. And in less than 8-9 months, they made 1.2 million. And this happened multiple times in my world. Those were all one-on-one clients, people that immediately jumped into mastermind with me and then into one-on-one coaching. Plus, also all my mastermind clients usually make very high amounts of money, high 5 figures, high multiple 6-figure months as well. So I have some really powerful testimonials. And the thing is, I was always posting them in the beginning, and many people started entering my world just because they saw how much money other people made in my space. And that led that not people entered my world from a very genuine, aligned place, meaning they truly desire to work with me. They truly desire to learn from me. They desire to change their own financial game. Rather, they just came because they wanted the money. That being said, I stopped posting testimonials almost for the last 2 years, and I just started recently posting again. And I totally understand from a sales buyer psychology perspective that testimonials are creating FOMO. People are seeing what is possible. And of course, I'm a coach myself. What are we posting? We are posting the best, aka the highest testimonials. Most likely the people that made the most money or had the highest cash months. However, what also happened in my world over and over and over again is not just only you become rich, but you also become happy. And happy is an inner game. That is alignment, you knowing who you are. This is what we're doing in the unique program. This is for me the true happiness. Everything I do now comes from a place of alignment. I know who I am. And it is so wild to see how literally everything I'm starting to implement based on my birth chart, human design, like it lands and makes cash. And it's happening with such a confidence, it's out of this world. But this is a work I didn't teach for a very long time. And I feel it makes such a massive, massive, massive difference. When you know who you are, things land differently for yourself and for others. And contemplate really when you are seeing testimonials, what is happening inside of you on an emotional basis? Is this like, oh my gosh, I also need this? Can you see how we immediately go, I also need this? It's not, oh my gosh, I see this, I celebrate this, I'm that next, and I desire this, and that's why I'm booking. So as someone that is teaching so much about manifestation and the frequency of abundance, I am choosing very carefully how I'm using testimonials, what is the context, because I don't want to create FOMO. I want people to enter my world, this work, because they truly desire a different financial reality. And there's magic that happens when we desire. Because the moment we desire something genuinely from our heart, all of a sudden we are willing to do the work. I'm repeating this. Magic happens when we truly desire. Because all of a sudden we are willing to do the work. And very often when you start something, you stop. You feel like, I need this. You're motivated for a second, or let's say a day. And then it's like, back to old you. So this for me is always an indicator that I was chasing something that wasn't me. I hope this helps you. I hope you're going to sign up for Unique. It is truly as a program for the books. I couldn't be more excited, literally, to bring everything together about who you are, what is written about you, what makes you unique. And of course, how to cash that in, hell yeah. And this program is so special. I'm trying to find words for the work we are doing there. And you can't see me right now, but kind of tears are running down my face, because the more I've learned about myself, the more I've actually accepted myself. We can talk so much about self-love and self-care. However, the moment I knew who I was, what I was bringing to the table, what my gifts are, what my shadows are, things have changed in me. The level of confidence I hold now is out of this world, no matter the external conditions. And this was something I couldn't state for a very long time. My success was very much connected to my external success. And I'm happy at it, because now I clearly can see the difference. And both are beautiful, and both are wonderful. And in this program, we are connecting internal success with external success. And you learn to cash that in for as much money as you desire. I love you. I talk to you soon. Thank you so much for listening to the podcast Manifesting Big Money Fast. I've got 3 very important announcements for you. First, if you like what you're listening, make sure you leave some gratitude, leave a review, share the podcast. Second, if you love what you're listening to and you want more of that, there is a VIP version available. That means you will have access to 3 podcast episodes every single week. Simply check out the store, courses.richandhappiness.com, or the link in the show notes. And lastly, there are always monthly money activations happening around the new moon and full moon. If that is something you're interested, check out the store for the next money activation. I love you, and I can't wait to see your beautiful face soon again.